that description, like I think that's Diggs' biggest like superhero power is his ability to get open and move the chains. He's a machine on third downs.
You know, and it is it's interesting though. He doesn't necessarily have incredible separation all the time, but I think that's more of it's an indication of how teams choose to cover him.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the DeAndre Hopkins. Now, DeAndre was a guy that didn't just have the same level of speed as Stefon Diggs, but when teams, will play press or play man against Stefon Diggs with some help with a safety net over the top. It's not like they're bracketing him necessarily, but they're allowing a cornerback to play more aggressively, and especially with the way they worked with Josh Allen. It's where the advanced stats don't necessarily line up with the eyeball test sometimes in that respect. And yeah, like his athleticism, his skill set, all of that is very much one that is a twitched up dude that gets open. And especially in this scheme with Tank Dell and with Nico Collins offsetting the coverages, I think you might see a much more resurgent Stefon Diggs than maybe people in Buffalo anticipate. In Buffalo right now, they've seen the downside of Stefon Diggs over this last half season. And I would just say that it's just too easy to write that off as a physical decline given all the other circumstances, including the lack of a supporting cast this last year. And especially like the fact that Stefon Diggs had some pretty big performances early in that season. It was after everything went ugly after the Broncos game that everything fell off a cliff statistically. It wasn't like he changed physically as a receiver.
No, that's the thing for me is like if he had just had a bad 2023 overall, bad by his standards overall, then I would be more concerned that he's regressing or he's washed or he's falling off a cliff or whatever. The dude opened the season with a slew of 100-yard games. They made some changes in coaching personnel, and now all of a sudden he's not getting 100-yard games. Like, I don't think you get washed in the middle of a season. You know what I mean? I just don't think